अशोच्या नन्वशोचस्त्वं प्रज्ञावादांश्च भाषसे गतासु न गतासूंश्च नानुशोचन्ति पंडिताः. Lord Krishna listened to everything that was said by Arjuna and said, O Arjuna, you are grieving for the ones who need not to be grieved for. The wise men do not endorse what you say. You said only that which is grasped by your limited knowledge and experience. The wise men do not grieve for the ones who are about to die just as much as they do not grieve for the living. It can be also interpreted as the learned people do not grieve for the ones who are alive just as much they don't grieve for the dead. It is said about the deaths which is inevitable in the Mahabharata itself so many times, and in other Sanskrit literary works as well. The Mahabharata says in Shanti Parva, Sarve Vartamahe Adhvani, all of us on our way towards the death. The very moment we are born, the countdown begins for our death. Everyone's ticket for the journey towards death is reserved. Today or tomorrow it is inevitable. In Udyoga Parva, in Vanaparva, it is said in a conversation between Dharmaraja and Yama, Shesha sthavaramicchanti kimascharya matah param ahanyahani bhutani gachanti ha yamalayam. Yama questions Dharmaraja, and Dharmaraja fields all those questions successfully. And among those questions, here is the one. What is the biggest surprise of this material and mortal world? And Dharmaraja says, every day all of us are witnessing or observing so many deaths around us. Our relatives, friends, well-wishers, and so many other people whom we know or do not know die every day. We also go to the crematory ground to participate in the burial or the burning of their mortal body. We also visit the surviving relatives of the deceased person to console them. And all of us Even a small boy or girl who know the happenings of this world, even up to some extent, know it perfectly that the death, mrityu, is inevitable and irreversible. But all of us live in this world as if we ourselves don't die one day at all. We run after the education which gives us the ability of earning, and after receiving that education or knowledge, we try to acquire some position or post which gives us domestic wealth. And all of us seem, all of us think that the death will come our way one day. Definitely. But unfortunately, we don't seem to understand that inevitable natural happening. शेषाः स्थावरमिच्छन्ति किमाश्चर्यम् अतः परम्. We want to live in this world as long as possible, trying to postpone the deaths at our level best. We are trying to gather wealth as if we are deathless. This is the biggest surprise of this world. प्रायेण अकृतकृत्यस्तु मृत्योरुद्विजते जनः कृतकृत्याः प्रतीक्षन्ते मृत्युं प्रियमिवातिथिम्. The Ashvamedika Parva says this one. Those who have not led a meaningful life are afraid of facing the death, but the one who have lived a meaningful life accept the death as a most wanted, beloved guest who comes home. In this world, there are books which teach us to learn to live, but the need of hour is someone or something has to teach us to learn to die also. Mahabharata, in particular Bhagavad Gita, effectively teaches us to learn to die nobly. Let us face the death of the people around us and the death of ourselves indifferently. It is also said, Nabhinandeta maranam, nabhinandeta jivitam. One should neither long for the death, nor should one appreciate the life. Even if you are troubled by a number of hardships, Do not think that it is better to die than to live. The death will come to all of us and to you also. Let it come when it comes itself. Don't just prefer the death to life. This domestic life, mortal life, has got a number of limitations. But let's remember, this is the only path which gives us spiritual knowledge, God realization and self-realization. When we are living in this world, let's perform religious activities. And when death comes, let's accept it. There is a story of Bhimasena in Mahabharata. A Brahmana came to Yudhishthira and begged him for some money, as the Brahmana has some urgency at home. Dharmaraja said, "Please come tomorrow. I will give you what you need." The Brahmana said, "It's okay," and approached Bhimasena for the same purpose. Bhimasena immediately gave something to that needy Brahmana and asked his servant to beat or arrange to beat a big drum to alert public. The drum which was kept to alert the public in emergency. The servants began to beat the drum, to the surprise of all the people and Dharmaraja as well. Dharmaraja asked the servant, called for the servant and asked him, "What is the cause? Who has asked you to beat the drum? And what is the purpose?" The servants said, "Bhimsena has ordered us to beat the drum." And Dharmaraja questioned Bhima himself, what is the purpose of beating the drums? To that, Bhimsena said, "I am really greatly surprised and delighted as well that our elder brother Dharmaraja shall live tomorrow and will be alive tomorrow to give the required dana to that needy Brahmana." Upon listening to it, Dharmaraja was deeply shamed and understood that the dharma should be practiced when it is thought for. Atashvah karaniyani kuryad adyeva buddhiman. Whatever we have to do tomorrow, let's do today. What we have to do today, let's do now itself. Ajaramarvat pradnyaha vidyamartham cha sadhayet. Grihitaiva kesheshu mrityuna dharma machare, says a subhashita from Sanskrit literature. When we have to get education, when we are receiving our education, and after getting education, when we are earning money, let's think we are ageless and deathless. We will live agelessly and deathlessly forever and continue to receive our knowledge, our share of knowledge and our share of wealth. But grihitaiva kesheshu mrityuna dharma macharet. But at the same time, let's be aware of it, that the mrityu with one hand caught our hair, and with another one is going to cut our head with its sword. It happened in the life of Parikshit, the grandson of Pandavas. It is said in Bhagavata and Mahabharata that Parikshita once had disgraced a sage by throwing a dead snake around the neck of that sage. The reason was simple and negligible. The sage was deeply immersed in meditation and could not receive the king when the king had arrived to his hermitage. So the king got angry and disgraced the sage. His son Shamika, maybe I don't remember the name perfectly, came there and cursed, "The one who has disgraced my father will die of snake bite within 7 days." The king came to know about it and renounced his kingdom and listened to Bhagavata by Shukacharya and attained salvation. So let's always be prepared for our dignified deaths. But at the same time, let us keep on keeping on practicing the dharma. Let's see what Lord Krishna teaches to Arjuna in the next episode.